Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm drawing a blank on names
Pretty
right
good
now.
line from your, okay. Give
Oh,
them a little
what?
credit.
Dana booked on a flight.
Yeah.
He left the company in April. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, good
Good
morning, guys.
morning.
Share this.
That's why you stepped down. He's very clever.
Can you scoot up a little?
Yeah. There's a little level change.
Yeah, perfect. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the PFL World Tournament 5 Nashville Media Day. We are going to start off with our live media taking questions first, and then we'll go on over to the Zoom. If you have questions, please make sure that you raise your hand on the bottom of the screen. Okay, we're going to get started with Gabriel Braga. Who wants to go first?
Sorry. Gabriel, this obviously isn't just a trilogy. There's a lot of heat in this. What's your mindset coming in when you have a rivalry like this, but obviously you're looking to put the trilogy to a close as well?
É emocional, porque já é a terceira luta. Vai trazer.
Cara, eu trago muito mais experiência, muito mais vontade, entendeu? E garra. As duas lutas foi um aprendizado enorme para mim e nessa terceira eu vou provar.
Has a lot more experience and improve on this fight. This fight's gonna be.
How much does this fight mean to you personally, not just your career, but to you personally in comparison to a world title fight? Obviously, you want to become world champion, win the money, but is this fight very personal for you?
Essa luta é pessoal.
Todas as lutas são pessoal, mas essa tem um gosto a mais. Essa eu fiz o tempo mais focado e estou com muito mais vontade.
All the fights is personal to me, but this fight is a little bit more than the other. So I'm more focused, I'm more prepared to go there and finish the fight.
I think one thing I like and admire about you is your story. I think PFL has done a great job having you tell your story throughout your life and throughout your career. When you look at what this fight means to you, how personal it is, if you go through and win this whole thing this year, what would it mean to you as a person, not just a fighter?
Então, tá fazendo uma história, mas essa tem uma história mais. E o que vai significar ganhar esse título? Das outras edições que tá.
Cara, eu acredito que vai ser. Desde quando eu assinei com o PFL, eu sonho em pegar esse cinturão e já tive algumas chances. Ganhei muita experiência e estou de volta para pegar esse título. É o que eu mais quero.
Means a lot to me since I signed with PFL. That was my goal. I was there on the door and I lost it. This time I'm not gonna lose. So I came to
And last one for me, what do you make of the world tournament format? Obviously, they were doing the regular season for so long. This world tournament, it's win in advance, loser go home. That's why they call it one shot. What do you think of this world tournament format?
Isso acha desse formato? PFL vai vai pra cá.
Cara, eu achei muito legal, cara. Interessante esse novo torneio. E eu estou pronto para enfrentar qualquer um. Não importa o formato, eu penso em ser campeão.
I like a lot the format of the show, but for me it doesn't matter. I always come to win, and that's what.
Thank you, Bert.
Bro,
Hey, Gabriel. You said earlier this week when you guys were facing off in the street that he talks too much. What specifically did he say that you didn't like?
Falou essa semana. Ele falou que você não gostou.
ele ficou falando nas redes sociais um monte de coisa. Ficou falando que me ganhou 2 vezes, entendeu? E agora na minha frente ele quer ficar mudo, entendeu? Então, eu não consigo entender. Mas no dia 12, na quinta-feira, a gente vai ver quem é o melhor.
On the internet, he said a lot. He said he won the 2 fights, and I don't think so. And Thursday, I will show him.
And then last time you guys competed, Pinedo was able to come away with a victory. What adjustments have you made that will lead you to be victorious this time yourself?
Ele ganhou.
Eu fiz muitos ajustes. E o principal dele foi a minha mentalidade. Uma muito mais forte, muito mais focada, para quebrar ele.
I had a lot of different changes my mindset. How I'm gonna come stronger, ready.
I guess, how confident were you that you could advance this chance in that last one?
Second,
How confident was he that you'd be able to get this rematch? Get that last
muito confiante de estar.
Eu estou muito confiante. Como eu falei, eu me preparei muito bem. Estou 100% e pronto para provar que eu sou melhor que ele.
Very confident, prepared a lot. Ready.
And you mentioned kind of the change in mindset in the last fight. Did that change kind of the way you approach training camp?
Você mudou seu pensamento, mudou isso.
Cara, o que muda a mentalidade, o que amadurece o ser humano, são as coisas que acontecem na vida dele e ele passa por cima. Então, tudo que eu tenho passado desde a primeira luta com ele, eu amadureci muito, sou o Gabriel.
Our past, this is our first fight. Hard things happen in my life. If the hard things happen, make you more mature. That's what I changed.
Anyone else in here? Okay, we'll kick it over to our Zoom. Mills, go right ahead.
Sports Radio. How you doing today, Gabriel?
Good, good.
We haven't seen too many trilogies in the PFL promotion. The one that really comes to mind is the Kayla Harrison and Pacheco fight, maybe some in the earlier days of the promotion. But this just seems like it has all the excitement. Two explosive fighters out here taking place in the middle of that cage. Is this one of the more exciting fights that you have in your career?
Eles não viram muita trilogia daqui, né? Ela é, mas agora estão falando com dois lutadores explosivos. O que muda para você? Qual a diferença nessa luta aí dessa trilogia?
Cara, para mim, o que muda é mais o sentimento. Como eu falei, eu estou muito mais focado para essa luta. Essa luta é uma terceira luta, é uma trilogia e eu botei um foco a mais. Estou querendo mais, estou com mais vontade. E essa é a diferença.
Don't change much in the trilogy. The fights is different for me. And, right now I'm more focused. That's the difference. What's going to happen?
And then are you going to be looking for a finish in this fight? Just because it seems like when fights go to the judges' scorecards, sometimes it's always up into the air of nobody's decision. So are you looking for the finish or are you looking for a decision in this one?
Meu objetivo na luta é quebrar ele. Quero acabar com ele até o final da luta.
Guys, I want to finish the fight, and that's what I will finish the fight.
All right, can't wait to see your fight.
Dylan,
Gabriel, thank you for the time, man. Since the last fight with Pinedo, you fought 5 times. You went 4-1. Your opponent only fought 1 time. Do you think that being the more active fighter as of late will play into this fight and ultimately the outcome?
Eu lutou a última vez com ele, eu já lutou 5 vezes, ganhando 4. Lutou uma vez, depois daquela luta, você acha que isso vai te ajudar ou vai ser diferente?
Se vai me ajudar ou não, eu não me importo. Eu me importo com o que eu faço. Eu vou subir lá para quebrar ele.
It doesn't matter what it means, what I do. So I'm gonna go there and finish the fight anyway.
And speaking about the finish, do you think that getting the finish in this fight is a little bit more important to put the stamp that you really want onto this trilogy?
Acho que você pode é importante a questão da rivalidade da trilogia.
Eu vencendo ele vai ser o mais importante. Quero acabar com a luta. O objetivo é vencer.
Yeah, winning is the most important. I want to finish the fight, but what's important is to win. So if I win, I'm happy.
Thank you.
Anyone else on Zoom have questions? All right, Gabriel, thank you for your time today.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
you. Thanks,
Have a
Coach.
good day.
Thank you. All right, guys, we'll get Logan. Be right back. Thanks again, Dave. Thank you. I think just PFL World Tournament, that's what they have on
Okay,
Twitter.
Okay. no question?
You go, that's most of the ones I had written down, actually.
Where,
Like it's really cool.
like,
Like,
back here.
you have to do your work.
You have fight cards. Wait, I have to wait. I have to wait. Where? Just like the middle
Yeah,
part?
just like it.
The middle.
It's like it's mad chairs.
Just right up here. Yes, PFL World Tournament.
Yeah.
Just. If you could just scoot forward just a little bit, thank you, sir. All right, guys, we got Logan here. Mike, if you can start us off, please.
Logan, feel like we've talked a lot lately, but this matchup really just comes down to the very simple how MMA got started, wrestler versus striker type matchup. But you've been here, you've done it all, and is this maybe one of those fights where you're like, let me show you guys, obviously you're former champion, let me show you guys I'm more than just a wrestler.
Yeah, for me, it's sticking to the game plan, getting to my position, and it's about going out there and every time you go out there, you want to put on your best performance that you've ever had, right? And so that's the plan. Go out there and put on my best performance, be well-rounded, and get the finish.
You've been with this promotion for a while now, and you've been through all the changes. We've talked about the world tournament just as a whole, but recently the promotion is coming out and they've talked about some changes that they're making that are fan friendly, always going on the road, affordable ticket prices, the new PFL app. When you see how much they're investing into the fans and the fighters, how does that make you feel about the direction that this company is headed?
Yeah, I'm excited for PFL's future. Got a great roster, great people leading this company, and put on exciting fights, right? And so I think it's going to continue to grow and continue to get better and better. And so, for us as fighters, that's what we want to do is put on exciting fights and show everyone in the world that PFL has some of the best fighters as well.
You're obviously a part of that group, and I know it's one fight at a time. It's always been one fight at a time for you, but we're just days out. How do you not get caught up in this mindset of like, yeah, I'm going to have to face the possibility of potentially facing my teammate in the championship?
Because biggest thing for me is I got a weight cut ahead of me, and I got 15 minutes against a very, very good opponent, and so that's all I'm worried about. Right, is semifinal Thursday night, and so for me, that's where my.
And what do you make of your opponent coming into this one?
Yeah, he's well-rounded, be, well, very technical. But I will get to positions and do what I do best.
Last one for me. We're here in Nashville, and I feel like just having seen you fought at home, I feel like you're going to be kind of a crowd favorite, right? What do you make of Nashville? Just like fighting, I feel like they're going to love your style of fight.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I got a lot of friends and family coming. And it's, it's cool to see, PFL here in Nashville. There's a lot going on, and the face-off yesterday right on Broadway. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and it'll be great to have a good crowd.
There's no party like a Logan started party. Thanks, man.
Hey, Logan. Curry had a brief stint in Bellator as well. Did you get a chance to see any of his fights over there? And what of his strengths do you need to look out for on Thursday?
Yeah, I got to see his last fight, Bellator. I got to see his fight, but yeah, like I said, he switches stances well, got good body kicks, long, rangy, and he is good at getting up off the, like especially against the cage, good underhook, and he works. So we know that he's a good quality opponent, and we have to go up at 100% ready to go.
And then you mentioned the weight cut. How is your weight cut going?
Oh, well, I got a really good team, and we went back to the drawing board after last year, and we did a lot of really good things right, and made sure everything was dialed in. I feel good. It's never fun weight cut night, but we're ready and really ready to keep.
Logan, you've obviously cage on smart cage with a lot of really talented fighters. I guess coming out of previous loss on straight wins, I guess kind of able to gain now.
Yeah, for me, it was just getting with my coaches, and we went back to a lot of drilling, a lot of positions, but in MMA, it's sequences, right? Putting things together, and that's what we've done really well, and using my style to put the positions that I win at. And so, like with a guy like Robbie Lawler and Nick Lenz, Peter Navarro, Henry Hoop, and a place like Hillcliff, you have the best team and the best coaches in the world, and they always have great game plan.
Speaking of the team, I know you're quite ahead of you. See Jason kind of training. What did you make?
Yeah, me and Jason have trained together for a long time. Me and Jason are friends, and have known each other since 2017. He's got to go take care of his fight, and I got to go take care of my fight, and then we'll go from there. Thanks.
Dylan. Dylan on Zoom, sorry. All right, Dylan, we'll come back to you. Mel.
Hey, how's it going, Logan? It's MMA Locker on Fox Sports Radio.
Great.
I got looking for a girlfriend experience today, and I have about 18 wins, it looks like. I'm sorry, 17 wins. And out of your 17 wins, you still haven't been able to get that submission yet. Is that something that you're kind of itching for a little bit more when you're training in the gym with all those killers like Hillcliff?
Yeah, obviously, I'd love to go out there and get a submission. Got great guys like Gilbert Burns, Herbert Burns, and so yeah, we've been working a lot with those guys and always improving. And plan to, like I said, get a finish this fight. So it'd be fun to go out there and get a submission.
And then one thing I wanted to talk to you about is fight IQ. It seems like you have an A+ when it comes to fight IQ. You know exactly what you're supposed to do out there when you're in the cage. It seems like some of the fighters that left the promotion, they go to another promotion, they just forget how to fight, or they just seem to fight a different way. What is it that makes your consistent style always the number one game plan to go out there and put on your opponent?
Yeah, first it's always about doing what you do best, and so for me it's pressure, using my hands into takedowns, into pressure, wear these guys out, get to my position, dominate those positions, and so be true to who you are, and that's what I've done my whole career. I've wrestled since I was 5 years old, wrestled at the University of Minnesota, wrestled the best guys in the world, and so I know what I'm best at, and so just listen to my coaches and do the game plan that they have.
Speaking of wrestling, if you could pull off one wrestling move inside the cage, would it be a DDT or suplex?
A suplex.
All right, and then last one's gonna be for me. You're the biggest favorite on this card. Minus 750 on there. When you hear odds like that, does that make you go out there and fight with a little bit more extension to try to go for the finish, or just another dog?
Yeah, you know, with MMA, we don't look at odds. And it's a fight; anything can happen, right? So I don't ever pay attention to those. I have to go out there and do my job. So to me, it doesn't matter what I am. You know, whether it's favorite or a dog. I got to go out there and do my.
Can't wait to see a fight this week.
Eddie,
Hey, Kick That Press. I just one quick one for you. You talk about your team over at Kill Clip. There's one guy that holds you in quite high regard. Mitch McKee coming out with another win here. How cool was it being to see his growth since you brought him over to Florida and you know seeing his work translate from the training room to the actual kick?
Yeah, you know, it's been a lot of fun. Recruited him after the Olympic trials, and you know, he's a young kid, and so we hadn't had a lot of wrestlers transitioning over to MMA, and called him up, and so now he's 9-0, and you know, he's one of the best 135 pounders in the world. So it's really cool to see his evolution of going from a high level wrestler now to a great MMA fighter.
And you're a hell of a recruiter. Great.
Carlito,
Yes, Logan, you talked about your wrestling background. What did you prefer, Greco-Roman or freestyle in your days?
Yeah, you know, obviously American wrestling is folk style in college, and then we wrestled a lot of freestyle. I didn't do much Greco. But yeah, so for us in college, growing up, you know, it's all folk style, and then we transitioned to freestyle.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was a style wrestler too in high school in 301 district. And what can we all expect for Nashville under the lights Thursday?
I think just a good, solid performance, going out there and being dominant, and putting pressure on them and getting to my positions, and you know, be looking for a finish. That's really what I want to go out there and prove it.
Absolutely. It's an honor. Thank you for that.
Logan, you spoke about your teammate Jason Jackson, and I know you've kind of seen the inside look of this training camp, being a guy who's been in there with him quite a bit. What can you tell me about this matchup for him and kind of what's going on, because he has a very exciting matchup?
Yeah, Jason's caught the best of the best, you know, he's former champ. And so Jason's going to go out there and do what he does best. He's super well rounded, and you know, that's the young guy, and obviously he's hungry and he hits hard. But you know, Jason's one of the best in the world. You know, at Kill Clip at 170, we've all trained together, and so I think we know where we're at, and I think me and him will have a lot to prove Thursday night.
And you mentioned earlier how you guys would have to kind of regroup and figure it out afterwards if you both come out victorious this week. For you, it seems like it's just remained the same. Nothing's kind of changed in the gym for you guys, and that's something that you guys will figure out later time to do.
Yeah, we had we had an 8-week camp to get ready for obviously two different opponents. We both have tough fights ahead of us, and so yeah, we got to take care of ourselves first. We're not worried about the finals, right? You don't look ahead, so I think we'll deal with that after Thursday night.
And last for me, how do you feel about this wrestling advantage that you possess in this fight and the way that your wrestling skills stack up to your opponents to this one?
Yeah, I think he is a little underappreciated with what he can do on the cage, you know. And so we've watched a lot of film on him, and but like I said, I'm going to get to my position. I'm going to set the pace, and I'm going to do what I do best, and so I'm excited for that.
Thank you, man.
Thanks.
Ken,
Hey, Logan, Kenny Williams from PFL Media. Let's talk about mental preparation for this fight, and who are some of your biggest motivators in this training camp?
Yeah, I guess for mental, I think this year we looked at it a little different, of being super grateful to be back in the tournament and the ability to go out there and compete. And I've been fighting for 10 years now, my first professional fight. And so I think, you know, at this point, just being grateful for the opportunity to get to go out there, compete at the highest level, and put on a show. And, when it comes to motivators, I got great training partners, great coaches, and Robbie, Lawler, Wayne Hoganson, and Dina Navarro, 3 guys that'll be cornering me. And, they always hold me accountable. And, so you want to go out there and put on a show for those guys that pour so much into you, but also your friends and family that have supported my career. I want to go out there and perform at the highest level. Thanks.
All right, anyone else on Zoom before we let Logan go? Okay, very good. Logan, thanks so much for your time today. Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, and I will be right back with Mr. Dean.
I know, but I haven't. Hopefully, something that you guys are at today. Okay. How are you? Connie. You want to go first? Okay. They keep asking like the same questions I have written down, so I don't want to ask them twice.
Okay,
But
yeah. Okay.
So I'm gonna try to get something.
Okay. We're gonna let her go first. All right, guys. We have Mr. Thad Dean here. Thad, please. Just to hear from you. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Hey, Thad, how are you today? Good. I'm Kayla from the Cage Walk podcast and Odd Smoker MMA. Super pumped to your fight. As one of the brightest rising Haitian American MMA fighters, what does it mean for you to represent the nation and its people in such a high profile matchup?
The country itself. But it's a great honor because I want to be able to feel that there's a life there. Someone who hears their voice and is excited and ready to and come every fight. Every fight. Every fight.
Thank you.
Hey, Dad, Brett Cagle with Cage Side Press. This will be your first main event. What does it mean to you to be headlining this semifinal at such a young age?
Earlier, just here, so we prelims jumping right into the main event, the headlining part of this and Nashville is such a crazy great honor. And I definitely want to make sure that this is the first of many match. That this is just like the icebreaker of all.
And then when you guys faced off earlier this week in the street, Jason made a comment bringing up your family. What did you make of that? And do you think that he's kind of acting a little bit out of the normal from what we've seen him during?
What is he? What can I? You start saying, low insult. You see that you're not, and that means nothing to me. Said that my mom is a nurse. Your mom is actually that's crazy. That's right. My mom's always been attached. But it's not like yeah, I guess there's nothing wrong. Yeah, thank you. I'm going back home.
That I guess on the heels of that, I know it doesn't bother you at all, but do you kind of see a different side of Jason Jackson's personality coming into this fight?
I mean, I guess he knows that he has to wow the crowd. So he's trying to say whatever he can.
and that's okay. He wants to be that guy. He isn't that guy. But he's trying to be that guy.
The easiest question I think I'll ask you this week is, we've had so many moments in the history of the sport, kind of feeling the lead coming into this weekend, right? Where there's a young fighter, there's a bigger former champion, and then the younger fighter goes and makes an iconic moment. They find their moment in glory. As it's all coming together, have you had that self-visual moment of, this is where not only you get a win, but you take over the PFL spotlight?
Every second. To this fight, I see, you are so all the way to the back. Look at the position of the state. I'm like, people say, I feel saying, oh, that's your confidence, that's your confidence, that's your, no, bro. It's my faith. My faith. I know what's going to happen. I know exactly what's going to happen. Thinks he's going to be able to put the pressure. He wants to put the pressure. Going to be, and I've been, those coming up with that iconic moments thing. I keep thinking of Gregor and Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo, oh, this guy, oh, he's trying to my crime, trying to do my thing, and he bomb rushes Gregor, trying to put him on his foot, and then he gets put out, and again, that was an iconic moment that just shot him up and helped him take over there, and I'm going to take over the PFL now.
You've made that claim before this fight, after your last fight, that you want to be the next star of the PFL. But that's not just being a star in a promotion, right? The PFL is making a lot of changes and worldwide changes. So the launch of PFL Africa, you possibly coming in, winning this world tournament, first year they do the world tournament, you don't just become a tournament champion, you really help them grow globally. How much does that mean to you to help rise this promotion up to a new level?
How great, how cool is it to be a domestic base, then going to international, right? I hope I have a big enough face to do that. That people would want to come and see the smile or the kid or who's that, or who's the silverback. I want people to look at when they see me, oh, that's that. Oh, it's just like, oh, that's it. That's one of the things I want to inspire people of the younger generation, my generation, and the generation older than me. It doesn't matter. People say age or experience. It doesn't mean everyone's still learning. It doesn't matter where you are. Everyone's still learning. Everyone's still trying to get pieces to life. And I myself is still learning. But I'm thankful that I'm on the right track to be able to inspire people once I become the face on this on a level.
Last one for me. We've seen a lot of changes recently, like I just mentioned, with PFL ticket prices, going on the road, fan-friendly app. It's a great new app. Yeah, it's a fun app. When you see all the changes and investment they're making within themselves to also make investments within the fighters, what's your message like to the world? Instead of just saying, just watch me, we have great fighters, just look at the investment the company is making for the future.
I mean, I would say we're next up too, I'm next up to company. Look at the cards. Cards are great. The cards are, we're not using washed up fighters. We're using fighters who are next up and who are actually good fighters. It's not just oh, this guy's no, it's people from around the world. Look how many flags are being represented. It's great. It's such a good turning point that you're seeing within the company, and it makes you know as a fighter, oh, thank God I'm with them. This company is on its way to the top, and as a fighter on his way to the top, then it's like let's go. I love this trajectory. So it's very nice to see that this company is doing so well invested in itself. Like I said, I really love that app, that little pop up. The beginning of the app, when you just go into it, it's pretty dope. And then as soon as you go into the app, you can see Jason Jackson's video on it too. So it's pretty dope that I'm on the face of the app as well. So I mean, it's really cool to see the trajectory.
I guess first main event, now that you're, just 48 hours out from it, I guess what's the whole experience been like? Saw stuff the other day, crazy sign with my face. I guess process been?
That's so dope, honestly. I know, and you in the beginning you're signing posters, right? Damn, I might even sign my face is not even on it. Like, what am I doing? It's not even like that. My face not on it. My name's not. My name is not on it. My face is not on it. They're gonna see this random signature, but this dude ruined the poster. You know what I mean? But now it's like, oh, my face is there. My name is there. It's this is great. Let's sign this. This is the one. And just from that, I have so many people who are supporting me. Oh, how do I get one? How do I get one? Oh, where do I get one? Oh, save me one. I'm gonna get one. And it's like people who've been supporting me know that how long I've been waiting for this. Well, so it's great to be a part of the scene.
Yeah, obviously it's a real big stage. I guess you have to prepare any different, or maybe just like calm down.
I think you know what? You know why I say it's the same as every fight? Because I've always felt like, to say it in better words, I've always felt like growing up, like my dad's the pastor. I think this is what helped. My dad was a pastor. So growing up, I've always had to be in front. I've always had to be in front. I've always had, like, when it came to singing, when it came to drumming, when it came to anything, I've always had to be in front. When it came to sports as a kid, I was always the captain. When it came to just being in Latin club in high school, I was the vice president. Move things around. So I've always felt like I've always been at the center of things. So now that I'm at, at such a big stage, it's nothing because I guess my whole childhood has been prepared. So I don't feel any different because I've already been here before, mentally and physically, but now I'm just at a different place, but it's still the same thing. It's all good. Thank you.
All right, Dylan on Zoom.
Dad, when you look at this matchup, how much does taking on a former world champion like Jason Jackson excite you, and how important is a victory over him to your career? Because this could be a big turning point for you.
This will be a big turning point, and it excites me on another level because it's like, okay, no one can, like, he's been saying, who have you beat? Who have you beat? Like I said, I just beat your former team, your team, to that question. But as soon as I beat him, it's gonna be, who have I beat? Jason Jackson. Who have Jason Jackson? Yeah, I beat him. Did you beat? I beat him. And everyone he's beaten, I beat them too. Because he beat them and I beat him. I beat Jason Jackson. That's what I'm like. Yeah, it's gonna be a great addition to my resume as a side.
And when you zero in on the fight itself, what do you think about Jason Jackson? What do you think about, what he'll bring to the cage on Thursday night and the dangers he may possess?
Like I said, he has no dangers for me that I haven't seen before within training rooms, within other fights, past experience with other fights as well. I mean, he's gonna realize that the thing in that Jason, like I said, he's going to realize that I have the power, I have the speed, I'm smart, and he's gonna get desperate. He's gonna push forward. He's gonna see that. Just like on the outside when he's trying to intimidate me with his talking, and it's just the same on the inside of the cage. If anything, it's even worse. Now that we're the inside of the cage, I'm silverback now. I'm not that. I'm not this cheery happy guy. I'm that. I'm the silverback in that cage. And now it's a different type of guy. It's an overall presence that every opponent feels, and he will be no exception to that presence. So he's going to come rushing forward, and it's going to be the downfall. That confidence that he's been trying to portray, that he's been trying to say that I'm feeling that he's projecting onto me. Oh, that's your confidence. No, brother, it's not confidence. This is real life. This is faith. This is faith, and it's going to be his downfall. I think that his rushing in, that he has to he has to put me in my, that's.
And you mentioned it a couple times. I'm sure Silverback Nation is out there full force this week in Nashville. What does it mean to have quite a literal group that travels to every fight, to come support? And does it add any pressure to kind of make sure that you come out victorious, because you got so many of these people coming out to support you?
No, not at all. If anything, I mean, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get biblical. It's like when Jesus goes to different places in when it comes to different levels of faith he feels within those countries or those cities. It's like the same thing here. It's like once I feel more belief in me, once I get into the cage, the stronger I feel. You know, the more I feel like, oh, this is gonna be my fight. Oh yeah, look at these people behind me. And this, honestly, the Silverback Nation for this fight is gonna be bigger than the one in Orlando. I mean, it's going to be, oh man, it's going to be a movie. It's such an exciting venue. I'm so excited. I mean, I have my boy Kinley St. Louis also fighting on the card as well. So, guys, it's going to be such a movie. And it's going to be such a surreal moment for me once I get my hands raised. Like he goes, oh, you shouldn't be taunting over your opponent once you knock him. I'm gonna do exactly that once I knock this guy out. I'm gonna go primal. I'm gonna go beside myself. I don't know where once I get into the feeling of, oh, I just won this fight. I don't know. It's a different feeling. It's a different feeling, and just to do that in front of the Silverback Nation. I have actually. It's gonna be cool. I have a flag, a Silverback Nation flag as well that I'm actually gonna debut within this fight as well. I got towels out there that y'all can see that they're swinging. I bought 100 because I thought it was going to be enough for the people to come as a gift for those coming, and I had to get more towels. And it's just going to be a good time. I'm excited for Nashville to see the presence of the Silverback Nation and the PFL to see that their homegrown superstar is an actual superstar.
Well said, man. Thank you.
Ken,
Hey, K Williams from K Chronicles Media at 9-0, undefeated with an unblemished record. Is there any pressure that you put on yourself personally to walk away with the win against Jason Jackson? And also, you speak about your faith very openly and you're unwavering about it. How do you feel as though your faith in God has led to many benefits throughout your MMA career?
Let's start with that. I think because of my faith in God, I have no pressure. You know, my favorite verse is Isaiah 41, verse 13. It says, I am the Lord your God who takes a hold of your right hand and says to you, do not be afraid, for I am with you. When I think of a verse like that, I think of a verse like that as in walking in, like, it's so beautiful. Like, you're a kid and you're looking up to your father. You're getting ready to cross the street. Well, you're not looking up to your father just yet, but you're ready to cross the street and these cars are coming fast. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't do this. This is crazy. And then it comes up right on your right side. Your father grabs your right hand and then let go and let God. Let go and let my father take me across the street. Why do I have to worry? This is my superhero. It's the same thing going to the cage. I just let God. And of course, it works as well. I work hard because I'm not going to do anything and just think that it's going to be it. That's not how you should think. It's a disrespect to those who do work hard and do want it as well. But my faith, I'm going to also say at the end of this fight, I'm going to let people know that faith works and in the name of God, the power in the name of Jesus is the way to be the greatest. And that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be the greatest. I'm going to show people that faith is how you do it. And that's one of the reasons why I don't engage with fear or worry about my company. That's why I stay on because I go into that cage knowing full well that it's not just me. It's not me fighting myself. I'm fighting for Christ as well.
Great words and introspection. Thank you.
Jaden.
What's up, Dad? Shane Cable. Dad, Dad, you've often said that Conor McGregor is someone you've looked up to since the beginning. Can you talk about what specifically about his style, mindset, or career path that has inspired you the most, and how you've worked to incorporate those elements into your own journey as a fighter?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you go to business people and they read books all the time, or they go to seminars all the time. I mean, I think it should be the same thing for fighters. Why are we not looking at the best ones to come up with themselves? And I think personally, the best one to do it, as I was growing up, I guess he's a bit far off now, but is Conor McGregor. You know, Conor McGregor was the pioneer of, I would say the Vince McMahon walk into the cage. You know, it's that right there is a statement. Like, make people, he brought the nation behind him, and that's exactly what you should do. He came in there with full confidence, and that's exactly what you should do. And that's what I looked at. And I was like, man, this guy has it. If I and it's exactly how I want to be, and it's exactly how I am. So I was like, okay, this is the perfect guy to look behind, and because I don't want to just be this. When it comes to the business venture side of this, I don't want to be a fighter who goes broke as soon as he stops fighting. That's crazy. We're not touching staying. You know, it doesn't just go on. I mean, there's NBA people that do it, there's NFL people that do it. There's so many athletes that go from millionaires to broke as soon as they stop because they don't know what they're supposed to do with their money. So I'm gonna make sure I use my name and my brand, the Silverback Nation brand, to build something more right after fighting. Anything just by being entrepreneurs, to buy startup companies or invest in startup companies. I won't invest in startup. You know, if anything, I can become part of the PFL later on. You know, there's many things that I look at when it comes to business, just to make sure that I'm not just looking at myself, I'm looking at my family, I'm looking at my generations to come. It's not just me. I want to be the start of something. That's what I want. I want to be the start of something. I don't even have to lavish. I want to be the base for my family to lavish.
And my other question is, Jason Jackson is known for his experience and well-rounded skill set. What specific aspect of his game are you preparing for the most, and where do you feel you hold the biggest advantage?
I think he really is going to, you know, he's been talking a lot about, you know, I made a comment earlier, earlier on where I wanted to see how he would pick up on it. I said, the only way he's going to be if he tries to wrestle. And I see he heard that. And that is